Alright folks, welcome to another modern stream. We're going to be trying out some more elementals. I really like this deck. I think it's very, very powerful and it's super good. Even, albeit a little bit expensive. Probably very expensive. But I think the deck is great and it's just way too much fun to play. So we're going to be playing in League with it. This is the list that Canister used to top 8 the latest modern challenge. So I just copied and pasted it. We, of course, have the very powerful interaction of Recent Reef plus literally everything else in this deck. We have Endurance, we have Omnath, we have Solitude and Fury, which are pitch elementals. We get to offset the downside of, you know, being a 2-for-1. We also have Mulldrifter, with a Recent Reef in play, can actually draw you 3 cards for 3 mana. Very, very good deal. We also have Teferi, which synergizes with the elementals, not only because it protects them, so you get to do ephemerate nonsense, particularly when you pitch, right? You get to ephemerate your own dude. But not only that, but also you get to bounce your own elementals in order to get the trigger once again if you would like to cast it again. So pretty good stuff. And also the last little guy over here, Flamekin Harbinger. It's a tutor. It doesn't really get you... it doesn't really get you card advantage, right? But if you do have a Recent Reef, it actually combos really well with it. But yeah, it is just a fine card. We're playing Utopia's Pearl as a ramp. This is the only ramp spell that we can play in this deck that actually allows you to play Kahira as a companion, so that's why we're running it. Also, it's pretty hard to interact with, which is cool. This version is playing 24 lands, which I like a lot, actually. Like, when I played this deck in the past, this was like the main thing that I was struggling with. I was always trying to hit my land drops, and most of the matches that I lost is because I got stuck in 2 lands, and I didn't understand how people didn't play just more lands, because like it doesn't really feel like you ever flood, because Recent Reef just draws so many cards, and once you get your engine going, it's really hard to stop. Sideboard. Force of Negation against like combo decks and stuff. Subtlety against specifically Primeval Titan and maybe like Tron cards. Mulldrifter against more grindy matchups. Foundation Breaker, which can play against Hammer decks and whatnot. Alpine Moon against Saga decks. Endurance against Mill, Dredge, etc. Explosives whenever we want to remove creatures or we want to remove Torpor. And Gaia's Blessing against Mill specifically. That's kind of it. So yeah, we're gonna be running this deck list through a league. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you right there. Welcome to round 1 of this Elementals League. Yeah, right. This hand's pretty sick. So we can pitch Fury. We can pitch Omnath to either Fury or Solitude, but ideally we're just gonna chill so that we can, you know, have a Recent Reef going. Pathway. So that's probably Ad Nauseam. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yep, that's definitely Ad Nauseam. Yep. Yep. That is something that might happen. That is something that might happen. My opponent says, "Hi, good luck. I am a medium fan." Awesome. Big fan of medium fans. Alright, let's pass the turn. Easy. So now we're just gonna have to play Recent Reef. And hope to find another land that can actually cast this Teferi. Missed land drop from OP. Land. No land. I mean, we can draw some cards to try to fight land again. Like, I feel like if this Teferi resolves, that should be game. Hopefully. Unless I die right here. Which I may die right here. I don't die right here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Blue, colorless, white. Show me that back, the negation. They had it. Okay, so that probably means that we lose. Make some blue mana here. That probably means that we lose, right? We were exactly one turn too short. So Tutor is going to come off suspend. They're going to find the Aegis Grace. Then the pack doesn't do anything. And if they have Oracle plus what's his name, we lose. Yep, that sounds like dead to me. Opponent not playing around. Not playing around Endurance. Alright, Endurance is very good. Force of Negation, very good. Subtlety? Big question mark? Could you name an unset card with spoils? That's a good question. Probably. Subtlety is a blue card that I can pitch to force, and also tags the dude. Okay. Okay. Maybe Ephemerate is just not great. I'd rather have another Mold Drifter as another blue card that I can pitch. Also, I just realized about this. Ugh. Opponent might have Torpor Orb. We have to Fairy for Torpor Orb and for Forces. Maybe we're supposed to bring in this. Oh, they can't have Torpor Orb. They literally cannot. They cannot win the game if there's a Torpor Orb in play. So, I don't think that my opponent's gonna have Torpor Orb, no. Zigzag Abyss. Enchantments. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy all non-land permanents with the first name alphabetically among non-lands permanents. Jeez. Spoilers for Zigzag Abyss. I wonder if you can... I think that you can only name cards that are legal in the format that you're playing. Don't quote me on that though. This hand slaps. I think I'm gonna go for this. No. I'm gonna go for that next turn. Because the problem is, my opponent can actually kill me on turn 3. And if they have the pact for this, we can have exactly what happened in the last game, where my opponent just packs and then they untap and they do their thing, so... Teferi just being in play makes my opponent's life a lot harder. that into play. Plus, play that. Say go. I'm probably gonna just ephemerate this on my opponent's end step. Prismatic ending probably. Unlife. Well, that's getting bounced. Secret Foundry. Ephemerate that. Trigger. Oh, hello there. Tap. Ephemerate there. Hello there. Hello there. Yeah, plus that one. Green, blue, white, red. Yeah. Yeah, this is looking good now. This is looking good. So we want to put the whatever we find first on top. Is it just Mole Drifter? We could just cast a Mole Drifter here. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely get endurance. The thing is that we don't need it. That we have all of our bases are covered right now, right? With the exception of a Wrath. So I may as well play around the thing that can like just do the thing that beats the Wrath. You know what I'm saying? Now we just beat everything else. Our opponent needs to have a Wrath here. It's the only way that I can potentially lose this game. We play in Naya Lance at FNM. Do you have right as surrogate? I wasn't able to. 10 o'clock. I'm planning on it, but like, let's say the real life has been tough. Real life has been getting in the way of me making all the content that I wish I could produce. Opponent asks how many forces in hand. I'm like, enough. I'm obviously not countering that, right? Recent Reef. Yeah, don't mind if I do. I actually have only one blue source. How the hell do I have only one blue source? That's the endurance and that's the land. Play my land. Fetch. Make mana. Cast this. Blow that shit up. Put that into play. Another force. Sounds good. Plus, what am I discarding? Just a Nomnath? Sure, whatever. And just Grace Resolves. That's fine. I think my opponent's fun. My opponent's fun is about to be raveled, I think. Yep. Opponent says sorry, I'm an idiot. Been there, done that. A fun Raveler sure is something. I think this is good, right? And we got Prismatic Ending as a way to answer, you know, the enchantment. Even though it's obviously not great, but it's probably better than Ephemerate. At least the 4th Ephemerate. The Utopia's Sprawl draws with this deck are good. they feel very powerful. They feel very, very powerful. This deck is fun, man. You always win the game with 7 cards in your hand, just going to discard. Just discarding Omnaths because your hand is just way too stacked. It's a good time. It's a good time. Alright. Game number 2. Number 3. Keep this. Probably gonna do Breeding Pool, and then I'm gonna sprawl for blue anyway, just so I have double blue. Sprawl for blue, say go. And we're gonna Recent Reef. Okay. Play that. Name of Mental. Say go. If my opponent has a turn 3 kill, we're dead. But I don't think there's anything we can do in that case in most scenarios anyway. So... okay. Nice. Well, that's what I was going to go fetch, so good thing that I just drew it. So we got a bunch of blue cards. So now it's a matter of finding a green card for Endurance. Thank you, Morgan, for the 2-1 sub. I want Endurance to not be 76. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough out there, my friend. Oh, I just have Kahira. Don't I? I could just pitch Kahira. The real leg with the Prime sub coming back for the 6 months. You're loving the YouTube. Thank you so much, real leg. Glad that you're enjoying it. Man, this is close. What are we doing here? I think the play is to Harbinger and just put Kahira in my hand. I can Harbinger for subtlety. Yeah. So Harbinger for subtlety. And now we put Kahira in hand. And now we have subtlety, endurance, and force as interaction. And just Grace. Can't do anything about that one. Subtlety, Pitching, Mold Drifter. Mystical Dispute. Force the Dispute. Pact of Negation. Okay. So Oracle Resolve. So is their last card in hand another Pact of Negation? Opponent gives me the GGs. Opponent gives me the GGs. Opponent has given me the GGs. Should I GGs my opponent back? I guess that they could have the pact in hand. Do you have another pact in negation, opponent? That's not a pact in negation. Opponent says GG's to me. That was a fun interaction. That was a fun interaction. Nah, opponent was cool though. Opponent was cool. Anyway, see you for the next round. All right, round number 2. Playing against another Lurrus deck. Okay. So, one lander, no bueno, probably. This is better. Do I just send the Flamekin? Just make sure I hit my land drops? I think I do. Like, there's nothing that I'm just gonna Flamekin for anyway. I think I had like 1 or 2. You don't think about endurance? Yeah, endurance is big game against Ad Nauseam. Endurance is a really big game against Ad Nauseam. It was a surprise save for game 2. Yeah, exactly. Play that. Probably gonna go fetch for the Triumph. Opponent has perfect info. They know that I drew a recent reef. Thank you, Gia. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a good sport. I mean, I'm not gonna not play my recent reef. I know that my opponent has infinite removal in their hand, but like, what am I gonna do, right? I'm not going to not play my cards. So opponent doesn't know about these 2, but they know about everything else. Voidwalker. That's pretty funny. We just time walk them. I'm kind of into it. Because what I really would want to avoid... First of all, my opponent's mana is trash, right? So if they redeploy the Void Walker, then they're not doing anything. And I would not want for my opponent to be able to play my own Omnath. So I think the Fairy here is just excellent. Like we get to minus, we get to draw a card. Next turn if we want to. We get to... I mean, we just Omnath plus Fury next turn, so that should be enough. With the Fairy protecting the Omnath, so they can't do anything about it. Okay, so if they... I guess now if they have Thoughtseize, we could have a problem. Oh, shit. Pro white? What? It's not bad. Red, blue, green. I can put this in my hand. Definitely want a white source here. Red, green, green. I think I'm just gonna put Kahira in hand, I think. Just Temple Garden. If opponent tries to rush removal, we can just ephemerate. Should have attacked first. Although I guess my opponent could have another Terminate or a Holy Heat or something. Because otherwise, like, why didn't they play Dalthi first? They should have played Dalthi so this gets exiled and they can cast it. It just makes no sense. I mean, I'm gonna draw my card if I can. Whoo, baby. Blue, whoops, blue, white, and this. Interesting, so they're just not using their mana? That into play. Turn takes 4. I mean, I just minus and I bounce Somnath and recast it, right? Blue, green, white. Draw 2 cards. Dude, Pro White is owning me. Pro White is destroying me. Pro White, dude. Fairy down, Mayday. Why is my opponent Just realized I kind of tapped like shit there. Why aren't they playing their dude again? Discard a card to damage 20 target. Okay. We got double white in play. There is the Void Walker. Opponent draws Lurrus. I may draw Recent Reef, so it's better to hold on to this Solitude. Dude, sometimes I'm just like on point, you know? Sometimes I'm just on point, you know what I'm saying? Just on point. We can still play this at instant speed if we want to. On point. With a big P. Lurrus is great. Oh, I guess that there's the Kaneki Cyber Guide. Let's use it. Shout out to Kaneki for making content for... Honestly, Hararia is such an underrated website to me, in my opinion. They have a lot of incredible players, and they just make very, very good content too. Explosives, Endurances, and Mold Drifter. That's exactly what I would have brought in. Probably not what I would have cut. But maybe close enough though. Yeah, Kaneki's great. I think I just keep this. This is like the most honest hand ever. Just a good, honest hand. Hard-working hand, you know. Honest hand for an honest friend, exactly. Torpor Orb. Boop. Got that one. Deck is kind of short on red cards to pitch. Fury. Just don't think that there are very many good options. It's kind of Harbinger. And that's it. They have Second Orb. That would be pretty devastating. Thoughtseize is fine. They fetch shocked. Classic house start plus end stream and front still live. Nice house. That's good value, dude. That's some real top tier value, if you ask me. Void Mirror. Why so much hate, opponent? Also, why that sequencing? I will cast Kahira, the Orphan Guard. My opponent gave me a frowny face. I'm like, feels sideboard, man. Feels sideboard, man. Nice Void Mirror. I don't think this card is very good against the Elementals deck, man. Unless you're expecting to, like, for the game to end on turn 4. Unless you're expecting for the game to end on turn 4, it's just not a good card. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, look at this. My opponent spent 2 mana on the card to lock themselves out of playing reasonable spells. That's what happened. Oops, misclick. Never mind. I don't think it's going to matter. People love. I mean, it does something, right? But like, it's just not good. Again, if you have a plan, and you are just like, okay, so I will end the game by turn 2, then I can give it to you, and it's just like, yeah, okay, so I guess it's fine. Like, it does something. But if your plan is to, elemental. If your plan is to like grind the game out like the Lurrus decks often do, then I mean, it's just gonna go blank. It just doesn't do anything. So I don't think it's a good cyber card for this deck against elementals. It's probably like a fine cyber card for the deck, but not in this matchup. He denied them of 3 cards. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He denied them of 3 cards. That's funny. This one and 2 bubbles that they could have cast, that they could have drawn cards from. Yeah, Void Mirror, not very good against elementals in my opinion. Anyway, see you next round. All right, welcome to round number 3. Playing against Yorion. On the draw, sure, I think I'm gonna keep this hand. No, I'm not talking about you, Ren. So I'm gonna get a Temple Guardian because we have double Cavernous Souls, but if I find a Utopia Sprawl, I want to make sure that I have somewhere to put it, and if I find an Ephemerate, I want to make sure that I can cast it. Icewind Quaddle? What? I Would I ever beat such a mighty adversary? So what we can do here is Temple Garden, as I was saying earlier. So what we can do here is we can play Cavern, name Elemental. Then green, green, blue. We play Recent Reef. And now we can Fury Pitching Omnath, draw a card, and we can deal 1 and 3. Put that into play, thank you very much. That means my opponent's Ephemerate Swords, that means that they can't Teferi even Soul Herder if they have that, which they certainly do. Field of Ruin. Gotta kill that one. Oh, maybe they have Subtlety? Cryptic. Sure. Land. Play that tap. Man, if I had done a fetch there, that would have been great. Cryptic Command in the year 2021. I don't know. Opponent is 4-0 though. Opponent is 4-0. Maybe it is the time to cast Cryptics. Oh, opponent has fetches? I'm so jealous. That's scary. Third from the top, right? So I guess I want to play Recent Reef. No, I want to play Omnath anyway because I need mana. So if I find a land off the top, this is going to be great. Teferi. Damn it. Well, pass the turn. We're drawing another Omnath too, which sucks. Where are my lands, man? I want to see some lands. So that shuffles the Omnath away, which kind of sucks a little bit. Oh no, actually them shuffling the Omnath away is great for me, never mind. Yeah, that's great. Spreading Seas. No land. Damn it. Yeah. The story of this game is us missing land drops. I think if we had hit land drops, like we had multiple times where we got to Omnath and then plus, and then some, and we just couldn't do anything with it because we just were not hitting all our land drops. I think if we had hit our land drops, we would have won this game very, very easily. Come on, dude. Just need some lands over here. Shark Typhoon. So now I can't use this as bait. I have to use this one as bait. So they're gonna get to kill the Teferi. Ephemerate Teferi would be nice. I imagine we should be very favored in this matchup, right? Just kind of feels like we should be very well positioned. Don't want to play anymore. Moving on. So the Forces of Negation sound really good. Mold Drifter sounds very good. Foundation Breaker is interesting. I don't think I want these. I don't think I want these. Subtlety is also kind of interesting. Cut a couple of Solitudes. Let's do this. Yeah, I feel like we got pretty unlucky there. I still think I like my spot overall. In the matchup. Endurance is great versus Snapcaster. Yeah, but there's only so many cards that I want to play, and I want to play other cards more than the Endurance. Well, this hand is not going anywhere. And it has the same problem that the previous hand had. Keeping this one. I'm probably supposed to jam on turn 3. Oops. Just gonna plus here. Opponent could have ending, which would be a disaster, actually. An absolute disaster, that's what it would be. Oh no. Yeah. Damn it. Sacred Foundry. Red, green, white. No land. I can do no land. Okay. Just gonna hard cast. Just gonna hard cast Fury. Holding up Force. This is a 2-turn clock. Opponent will need to find something quickly. They could have Verdict. Verdict would suck. Nope. That's pretty good. He's pretty good. I guess I should have gotten another blue source. That was a mistake. 4, 8, 5. Yeah, it wasn't lethal. Not bad. Pass the turn. Game 1, I was mana screwed. Game 2, my opponent is mana screwed. It's tough out there. Maybe I should cut Flamekin. This is fine. I'm not sold on this Solitude. Maybe Endurance is better than this Solitude. Sure. This, they go. Turn 2, we're gonna play Stomping Ground. If we have to force something, we can. I would like to not do that. But if we really have to, we can do it. These are not good draws, though. The original hand was good, but these are not good draws. Damn, they always have the snakes. So many snakes. If they have the Teferi, they should play it right now. Yeah, that does not matter in the slightest. Wow, they tapped themselves out. So if I find... Wow, that's huge. That's huge, huge, huge. Yeah, well, we're doing that now. And I think I'm just gonna minus on their dude. I know that they draw a card, but they have to redeploy it main phase, which means that they don't answer my Teferi. Wait, they just have 6th? Oh, yeah, they have Shark. They have Shark. These deals with the Shark. Mole Drifter is a better way of dealing with the Shark, I guess. Being that. I think I'm trading. Like, this Teferi is making my opponent's life very, very tough. That means that, I mean, this Ephemera drew 3 already, so I think that's fine. And now we can force pitch force. Keep protecting the Teferi. So deal. Ice plus blue, green, red, white. Subtlety. This is close here. I guess they do have Verdict mana. I think I just want a Fury here. Oh, we're out of red sources, I think. So we can't Fury. We can Solitude. Which I guess is fine. It's kind of the same thing. I'd rather have Fury because Fury is a better clock. Started running Steam Vents because of that exact scenario. I just don't think that Steam Vents is a good land in your deck that, you know, gets owned by. Just playing Fury so my opponent can't Colonnade attack me. I think that the Utopia Sprawl scenario comes up more often. I'm not drawing very well here. I wish I could be drawing a little bit better. I feel like I'm falling a little bit behind. Snack is fine. Yorion. Things not looking great here. So my opponent does not have, what's his name here? They don't have ending in hand. Wall of Omens resolves. If they just play Yorion, I'm just gonna subtlety it. You're gonna shark? Get an island here. Alright, subtlety actually doing something. Go ahead and put the card on top. Can bring my opponent down to 3. That's a sick draw, by the way. That is such a sick draw. I can minus on my own subtlety. Oh, it was GG, you're right. Bounce wall, play Kahira, swing for lethal. Yeah, I missed lethal there. Whoops. You're right for sure, JGR. Yeah, it was exactly lethal. It was my bad. I just got cute because I wanted to bounce my subtlety so I could counter my opponent's Yorion again. We still have Ephemerate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I guess I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. I think that we're still good here because we get to evoke Mold Drifter. Trigger on the stack, we Ephemerate it. Draw a bunch of cards. Pass the turn with subtlety up. It's okay, we'll have mistakes. Yeah, it happened. I usually don't try to beat myself too much over that kind of stuff. Shark Typhoon. That is fine. Aether Gust Fury. Slightly less fine, but fine. I'm gonna put that on top because we have Omnath, right? So Actually, we can just play a Reef here. Another Teferi. Plus blue, green. Land, please. No land. Yikes. Well, I was expecting to find a land at some point there. Was really hoping to find a land there. I tried to Wargate into Valakut. I know people have been dreaming about it all week. Yeah, it's not very good. It's fun. It's not very good, unfortunately. I think I'm just sending the Harbinger here. So they're gonna get to kill the Teferi, but we have 2 more, so it's not really that big of a deal. We still have Subtlety, and Subtlety draws cards now. Should have left white mana open in case I draw. Oh, now you show up? God damn you. God damn you, land. 1 turn too late. Opponent can play Yorion now if they want. Just doesn't really do anything. Draw 2. Making a bunch of tokens, but like that is exactly 8. Which means that they get swept away by the Fury. Okay, so what are we gonna do here, man? Missing that lethal is gonna be rough. So I can deal them 4. So if I can get through with Omnath, I should be good. We try to trigger Omnath twice this turn. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if we have enough fetchables though to do that. We may not have enough fetchables. Yeah, we don't. So I guess we're just gonna go double Recent Reef and hope that we get there. All right. All right, this doesn't fetch anything. So 1, 2, 3. Fairy. Down Somnath. Green, blue. Wow, they just pack it. I mean, to be fair, we were gonna get there, but still kind of early to pack it. That was pretty sick. Missing lethal, still finding even cooler lethal a couple of turns afterwards. Finding lethal into finding, missing lethal into finding a cooler lethal. I'll take that. See you next round. Alrighty, 3-0. 3-0. This hand is very slow. We do have a Fury, so we can stop an early onslaught, but It's pretty slow. So on turn 3 we can go like Reef plus Fury. Aha. Aha. Or the Fairy Nisaoko. Once upon a time, made the Gust and Noxious Rock made the stables. Yep. I remember. That was not a good time. That was not a good time. Mana Tithe? Oh. My heart sunk for a second as I see my opponent tapping mana with Recent Reef on the stack. I'm like, no, you don't have Mana Tithe. There's no way you're gonna Mana Tithe me right now. I can just hard cast his Fury. I mean, I can just take this as slow as I want to because I have no respect for my opponent's deck. Lol, imagine having a board. Good, a 3/3 double striker. We're gonna draw 4 next turn. Abiding Grace. Wow. Wow. That's hella cute. That is indeed hella cute. Crack Glue resolves. Kind of feel bad for the opponent. I mean, they were the ones that chose to play this deck. Ranger Captain. So this is just lethal. Kami of False Hope. So we wait for opponent to make their decision. I mean, at least my opponent's creatures are drawing cards, right? So that kind of is something. So this would be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I Fury here, kill the Inspector, and then I Kahira, this is lethal. Mono White Martyr. So this one's probably good. Muldrifter seems fine. I kind of want explosives. Because my opponent may have Torpor or nonsense like that. Endurance seems fine against their graveyard bullshit. Don't think Teferi is great. I don't think Sprawl is great either. I've been playing against super grindy matchups. Just cutting Sprawl every time. Seems fine to me. Martyrs are all opponent's creatures. Yeah, I mean it's cute, right? But it's not what the format is about, right? Is the ramp not good? Not in this matchup. The ramp is great. Like Utopia Sprawl is excellent in this deck, but like my opponent's playing a deck that is trying to grind, right? They're trying to play like I don't know, like 10 plus turns. And whenever you're trying to, you know, Utopia Sprawl is a mana source that does not trigger Omnath, so it's just like strictly worse than lands in that sense. Honestly, this deck looks really fun. Every time I play this deck, I have an amazing time. Like this deck is an absolute delight. I am trying to build it in paper. I'm missing a lot of cards though. I'm missing a lot of cards and some of them are really expensive. Well, I'm not keeping a one-lander. Well, actually, this one is a little bit better. Okay, I may actually keep this one. Maybe Bottom Fury. The reason to keep this one is that we can actually cast our spells. Also, I just knew that we were going to find our lands, obviously. Ghost Quarter. Is that potentially a problem? Or is that like a random fan of Ghost Quarter? Oh, that's what's up. It's not a random fan of Ghost Quarter, it's a mana fixing Ghost Quarter. I respect that. I respect that a lot. It's not ramp. It is certainly not ramp. I'll tell you that much. Uh-oh. Well. That sucks, but I'm gonna have to... I guess I could have played around that. I honestly had no idea. Like, I have no idea what my opponent could be playing. So, like, this is my opponent's edge, right? The fact that they can just find random bullshit that I can get caught by. So, you know, that was a very, very good play from my opponent there. Now the question is, does my opponent have Solitude themselves? I guess it doesn't matter because we're going to jam anyway because we have a second copy. Fairy Time Raveler. Okay. That Blast Zone is kind of irritating. But if, like, upticking Blast Zone is going to take them 2 turns. So that's probably fine. Oh, Squadron Hawk. Talk to me, opponent. Talk to me, opponent. That's what I'm talking about. I am a lover of Squadron Hawk as well. It's just that, you know, the Squadron Hawks that I like to play are 6/6 trample giants instead of being 1/1 flyers. I don't know. I just have the feeling that, you know, You sure you wanted to do that? I mean, am I sure I want to do this actually? Sure. I just blink. Tried to save my dude. I kind of could have used the land, to be honest. If you want to cast Torpor, I'll be impressed. I mean, could be anything. Any land, please? Any land, please? Dude equals saved. Yes. My opponents thinks they think that they're getting value, but this is what value is all about. Any land would be great. All right, sure. This means that even if my opponent kills the Recent Reef, I have a way to get value. And I would like to draw a card first before knowing what I put on top. Now, what am I getting? Probably Omnath, now that I found land number 4. Moldrifter is also very tempting. Fury is pretty hot too. Just play Fury, kill all of my opponent dudes. I'm just gonna go with Omnath. I'm a coward. I am a coward. We're gonna find, like, we have double Recent Reef, right? Like, we're just gonna find Fury eventually. I don't think I'm too worried about it. Moldrifter seemed more fun. Yeah, but I guess that I'm trying to, there's like the Venn diagram, you know? There's the Venn diagram, and I'm trying to hit the perfect fun and winning the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to hit the perfect spot right over there. So this bird search up and draw, then draw whatever you get. Just see that. Hope from Ascanta. That depends on what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to look. I was missing land drop, so I wanted to see a land on top of my deck. I didn't have anything that I wanted to tutor for. You know what I'm saying? Kami of False Hope. So in order to play around that, all we have to do is we just have to kill it on end step. We know there's an Omnath on top, so let's just draw it. I guess I got, yeah, I should have blinked here. I should have blinked here because both of them draw a card, and it blinking here would have played around exactly this. So this was a mistake on my part. That was just poor play. I'm gonna take the land though over the Omnath. Again, I'm kind of scraping for land drops here. You don't say. Take 4 here, no big deal. Blast Zone? Blast Zone what? Did I play land for it doesn't really matter. Winds of Abandon. It's pretty annoying. Good draw. Blue, red. Prismatic ending. I think I'm going to Teferi here. I think I Teferi plus. So the most important thing to do here is to make sure that we stay ahead on clock. Because I think that my opponent is quite likely to time out. So staying ahead on clock is going to be a priority. Like, they're just not going to be able to close this game in time. And if they close this game, they're not going to be able to close game 3. So as long as we stay ahead on clock, we should be in prime position to win this match. I still remember that one time Mono White Martyr won a PTQ strictly because they timed out their Amulet player in the finals, which was really, really funny. More prismatic endings. Sure, it would be great to draw cards here. It's not bad. That is not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red. Red. 1, 2, 3. Should I play? I'm not gonna play around Force of Virtue, right? I guess if they have Force of Virtue, I can just Ephemerate my dude. Put a card in the bottom of their deck. I imagine they're gonna gain a bunch of life. I have a Teferi in play. Oh, you're right. Yeah, they can cast spells. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it really does not matter. They really need to play faster, though. Wrath of God. Annoying, but c'est la vie, I guess. Six, 7. Kind of want to find endurance. Do we have perfect info? We have almost perfect info. It's not good sequencing. Because now they can't attack. Well. I can ending an instant speed, yeah, but I don't really want to. This is better. Sure. I will block you. Too many endings. Maybe I'll just ending just so my opponent doesn't keep shuffling their Squadron Hawks. I need to save like probably one. I need to probably save one ending for the enchantment, but can use all the other ones. I could also just play this as a clock. But it's bad against Wrath. I should have put Kahira in hand. Whoops. That was bad. Is their deck subject to bore us to death? It sure seems like it. And it seems to be quite effective at that. Don't they know I have a Fury? 1, 2, 3, 4. How much toughness is it over there, opponent? Three, yeah. Opponent's gonna pivot. It's time to blast zone for 5, says opponent. It is time to blast zone for 5. I'm not gonna Kahira now, like because then if they blast zone for 3, they kill the Kahira for free. Yeah. So I'm just going to do some of this. 3. Like that. Say go. So we at least get a card on the way out. Forgot to shuffle their Squadron Hawk back. How are they gonna get enough value? How are they gonna be able to get enough value? You got a Squadron Hawk. I'm pretty confused by some of my opponent's lines though. Like it just kind of feels like they don't really have a plan in mind. They're just like trying to do stuff. And it's not crazy for them to not have a plan. Like, how can they, right? They can't really have a plan because we're kind of playing similar decks in a way that we're both trying to like grind forever. With the exception is that, you know, all my cards are busted and my opponent's cards are... how can I say this respectively? With respect. Not incredible. Is that respectful? Oh, they can activate the ability only take control. Oh, wow, that's funny. Well, that's gonna get exiled. The plus from the fairy. Still active. This is just lethal, right? One, two, three. Oh, that's right. Who called this settle the wreckage? Oh, this just makes things so much more annoying. Now I have to like bling my stuff. Ugh. Dude, it's so hard to play around unplayable cards. It really is tough to be playing around unplayable cards. Ugh. Can they really have another one? Come on, dude, don't have another one. And the funniest thing is that this is not really winning my opponent the game, it's just delaying the unavoidable. All right, I got. All right, I got. No arguments here. I got. Who's getting got now, though? Shuffle that back. Opponent's gonna put the settle back on the bottom of their deck. Okay. Bounce. 3. Come on, dude. Ah. Thank you. Thank you. Is that wrong? Blue, white, green, red. I think that we were winning before the recent reef too. And if you were wondering why I didn't fetch, it's because of what's going on right now. I want to have more fetchables in the deck so I can find them off of Omnath and I can deal them damage. So now I can cycle Omnath. If I find a land on the top 2 cards, I win. Sure. Oh, shit. It actually mattered which one I sacked. Well. No. Damn it. Alright, so I guess we win next turn. Can this game end, please? Can this game please end? I'm gonna find the Wrath, dude. They're just gonna find the Wrath and we're gonna just be stuck here for more turns. Oh, that's funny. They're gonna get the guy that gives pro that protects all combat damage, but it doesn't protect Omnath damage. Yep. Doesn't do shit. Yep. That's his combat damage. That's his combat damage, alright. Link. That one. Still ahead on clock, by the way. Still ahead on clock. Land. Fetch. Die. Die. Just die. All right. That was long and unnecessary. It's over. It's finally over. Jeez. All right, 0 for the last round. Oh no, look who we got paired against. Got paired against Spike. I'm gonna keep this hand. Godless Shrine. Thoughtseize. He goes after the Sprawl, which is interesting. So that tells me that, yeah, I was gonna say he's trying to end the game very quickly. So we need, not that. We're gonna need Solitude really quickly. We can probably survive 1 ETB from, what's his name? Can probably survive 1 ETB from the thingy. Let's get Breeding Pool here. Temple Garden, sorry. Fairy minus. Ha! That's a card. I think I'm pitching the Ephemerate here. That is a card. Plus. If I play Omnath. No, I have to pass the turn. This could allow Spike to ultimate Lily though. Marked Grave. Green, green. Do one of Endurance. Just gets rid of both priests. Gets rid of both priests and the Archon. Oh my god, that was gross. Green, white, blue. That was absolutely disgusting. And now we find the answer to Lily. Dude, this deck fucks, man. This deck is so busted. You may go, Spike. You may go, Spike. Woo! So we just go get Recent Reef, and then we minus here. We draw it. Yeah, let's minus on the priest. Get that time walk action going. Green, blue, 1. Not bad. Play this tapped. Swing for 4. Yeah. It's a great combination of cards, but I'm apparently way too good. Say no. And the reason for this is that now we can do this. We can fetch. And now I can put Kahira in my hand. I guess I can just cast Kahira? No, I'm gonna put Kahira in my hand so that I can pitch Kahira to the Solitude that I have in hand, so I don't get just blown out by Archon or something. That's probably the best Endurance I've ever cast. And if it's not, it's high up there. Well, as we just saw, this card fucks. What else? Probably Forces are fine. Don't really care for explosions. For explosives, sorry. Cut Sprawls. The Fairy seems amazing. Just bouncing Archon seems like a really big deal. maybe Fury is bad. Like it kills. Fury seems like the worst one. No, he's just playing black-white. I think that the worst one is Fury. Fury does hit Liliana. I think this is what I want to do. But we're not keeping this hand. We're keeping this one though. And I think I want to bottom the Force. Force is bad against Inquisition, and for Solitude they will need to have exactly Thoughtseize, so I imagine they're going to take it. Yep. Alright, I mean that's good if we get there. Find the Triumph. We found the Archon. So I'm just gonna go Risen Reef here. Try to develop my mana. Prismatic Ending. He knows about the fairy, so I doubt that he's gonna do this until he has a way to make that worth it, right? Like a Liliana. Liliana would really suck here. There's not much that we can do about it, however. Fury. I mean, we can't pitch to it, so this is kind of what it is. If he has Lily, we're in a lot of trouble. Alright, he attacks Steph. That's good for us. Priest. And Priest. Okay, so he has Archon plus X. Okay, Stomping Ground. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Do I take this turn off? So I can take this turn off and I can Fury. Oh, man, this turn is rough. I think I have to take this turn off. I think I have to take this turn off. I have to Fury 2 of these priests. I don't need an untapped red source. There's a red source right here. Stops the red, stops the red. The problem is if I endurance an ending, if he doesn't go for it this turn, then I have to use up the endurance. So that's the problem. Like, so by doing this right now, I am forcing Spike to have, like, to top deck exactly, I guess either a Liliana or the other thingy. And then, like, I have pressure going, and I can endurance at whenever I want after this. So now I have pressure going, and he, and I have interaction as well. Excellent. So now I think that we're just in very good shape. I think we're in very, very good shape now. Yeah, he's got nothing in the bin. He has the Archon in hand. Inquisition. Force Bitchin' Muldrifter. This is the most telegraphed endurance of all time, dude. Also, I should have ending this on my turn. I don't know what I was thinking. I just forgot. That's just desperation mode for him. Oh man, it feels. He was 4-0. He was 4-0, man. He was 4-0. I feel so bad for denying the trophy, but it is so honorable. He says it's only honorable, so that's the most. That's the saddest 5-0 I've ever gotten in my entire life, dude. That's the saddest 5-0 I've ever gotten. I'm sorry, Spike. I'm sorry. And MTG Bot was telling me you were 4-0, so you were playing for trophy as well. Man, feels bad. This deck is messed up, though. This deck is messed up. Like all of the matches that we played, like the games that were close were because I was just fucking up over and over. Dude, like this deck is messed up. This deck is just ridiculous. This deck is just ridiculous. It really surprises me that we don't see a bunch of Torporors. And even when I faced Torporor earlier today, it's just like, yeah, I'll just Prismatic Ending that shit, thank you. I'll just Teferi that, I just Explosive that, yeah, don't worry about it, we're fine. It was just, it's like the only bad matchup. I think I faced Tron with Elementals once and I beat it anyway by just like racing them. But yeah, I feel like it's just the only bad one. You think I was? I think Amulet has a bad matchup, as I was saying earlier. This deck is messed up though. This deck is absolutely messed up. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's just so much fun too. It's just so much fun. I'm building it in paper. I'm missing one of these, 3 of these, and 2 of these. These are all that I'm missing in paper, so hopefully I get to get these cards at some point. But I guess I'm also missing the 4s, but kind of whatever. Did I miss the Ren? No, not really. I mean, it's not like Ren was insane in this deck anyway, right? Like you would run out of fetches and you don't really have anywhere good to go. It's just more of a matter of it being like Ren is just a good card because it lines up so well against DRC and Monke. Like that's kind of the only reason. But it's not like Ren was good at this deck. Ren is just like an overall good card. But Teferi is a lot more synergistic with the deck for what I see. But yeah. Anyway, that was awesome. That was amazing. Another 5-0 with Elementals. Back-to-back trophies. How many do I have? 7? Alright. Alright. I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know, catch up to these bad boys over here. But, you know, 7's not bad. Particularly when I really have not been trying. I've just been kind of like stumbling into trophies at random times and with random decks. What's the synergy? Well, you can protect your own dudes with Ephemerate and you can bounce your own dudes. Something that we did multiple times, just bouncing on our own dudes to get the ETB again. We did that multiple times throughout this league. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me here today. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. So take care. Bye bye.